Your light on my car keeps
That's the
coming.
temperature, because of the temperature change outside.
And then I drive it up to the store.
That's okay.
Good morning, everybody. I'd like to call the meeting to order. My name is Jim Begley. I'm the chairperson of the Metropolitan Utilities District Board of Directors. I'd like to welcome you all to the committee meetings this morning, October 2nd, 2024. This meeting is being live streamed from the boardroom at M.U.D headquarters located at 7350 World Communications Drive, and a recording of this meeting will be uploaded to the M.U.D website after the meeting's conclusion. I'd like to invite our Vice President of Safety and Security, Shane Hunter, to provide a briefing regarding protocol for individuals in attendance at the board meeting today in the event of an emergency. Good morning, Shane.
Good morning. Shane Hunter, Vice President of Safety and Security. We are on the first floor here at M.U.D headquarters, and the normal entry and exit from this space is the doors we entered this morning. There's also another exit here on the right-hand side of the room that leads to a central hallway. It's in that hallway that we'll find the nearest first aid kit, fire extinguisher, and a little further down on the right, the nearest AED. With the location of the nearest AED in mind, can I have a show of hands who's CPR and AED trained in the room? Thank you very much. Should there be a medical emergency in this space today, 911 will be notified by the security desk, will then escort EMS personnel into this space. If we need to leave this room for any reason, we can go through this door right here on our right. And if we need to leave the building, we'll also go through the same door, two lefts, end up in the parking garage for an accountability. That concludes the safety briefing.
Thank you, Shane. Roll call, please, Sarah.
Howard.
Here.
Kavanaugh.
Here.
Begley.
Here.
Cook.
Here.
Friend. Sidzik.
Here.
McGowan.
Here.
I'd like to advise all those in attendance that a copy of the Open Meetings Act is available on the wall in the back of the boardroom. Senior Vice President and Chief Operations Officer Kendall Miner will review the proposed capital expenditures. Good morning, Kendall.
Good morning. So for the CapEx letter this month, we only have 4 items total. Those items being for buildings, plants, and equipment. I want to highlight 2 items this morning. The first item being for the construction center, purchasing of two modular shoring boxes for the construction division. So, Jay, would you pull up the first picture, please? There we go. So just to give you guys an idea, for construction, we use these modular shoring boxes for excavation, trenching, so our guys can get safely in the hole, do work on gas piping, water piping, being able to enter and exit easily. But also from a safety perspective, if someone was to get hurt or called down there, we were able to get them in and out of these boxes safely without having any collapsing of the side walls of dirt or whatever the contents of the material are outside the shoring box. So this allows our teams to have effective means and methods to enhance and increase their safety for construction and constructability of our systems. The purchase is through a relationship we have through United Rentals, and really just taking more of a deliberate accountability for making sure that we're safe on each one of our projects. So this item is $57,300 on the list. So that's the first item I wanted to cover. The second item is the Platte West painting CIP for our plant process effluent dechlorination. This was one of the regulatory items that came forward in the previous board meeting that we had from a regulatory perspective we had to get done. It was identified on a list that the state required us to get completed over a period of time. This item is $1.156 million on our list, and this is to furnish and install a sodium bisulfate automated dechlorination system for the process to remove, or the process effluents to remove any residual chloramines from our system, from our water. This discharges into our wetlands and within the Douglas County well field. And this project will consist of, bulk tank, transfer tank, a series of chemical feed pumps being painted, as well as our flow dosing, so on and so forth. So a lot of part of the water treatment system is getting painted. So with that, I will stop there for any questions or concerns you guys may have.
Is flow dosing fluoride? What does flow dosing mean?
No, it is not fluoride. Just the dosing is of the sodium bisulfate into the system.
Thank you.
For treatment.
Thank you, Kendall.
Thank you.
Director of Plant Engineering, Trevor Tonagis, will review the acceptance of contracts and payment of final estimates. Good morning, Trevor.
Hi, good morning. I'm going to review 4 projects this month for final payment and completion. Going to highlight a couple of them here. The first one is item B, which was a water main project to add services in the Heartwood Preserve development area. This is near 144th and Pacific Streets, just west of Millard North High School. It consisted of approximately 1 mile of 6 to 8 inch PVC water main pipe installation, and it was a very successful project completed by Kirsten Construction. The next item is item C. This was a tree removal project to clear a pathway for new security fence on the east side of the West Platte treatment facility. This work enabled the last phase of fence construction out at Platte West, which is currently underway, and we should have completed this year. And that's all I have for you, unless there's any questions.
Thank you, Trevor.
Thank you.
Vice President of Procurement and Enterprise Services, John Zellers, will now review the bids on materials and contracts. Good morning, John.
Good morning. John Zellers, Vice President, Procurement and Enterprise Services. Bids on materials and contracts may be found under tab 7. There's only one item I plan to discuss this morning. It can be found at the bottom of page 2. We accepted bids for a large forklift to replace the one that is used by our stores division for handling large materials. The low bidder had 8 exceptions to the specifications that included the general size of the machine, which is too large to fit in several areas of the construction center. And the turning radius is too large to make maneuverability feasible within the service yard as well. Therefore, the second low bid is recommended for approval. That was short, but I would be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, John.
All right, thank you.
Vice President of Engineering, Masa Nia, will review the JEO Consulting Services Agreement Extension. Good morning, Masa.
Good morning, Masa Nia, Vice President of Engineering. Got the next 3 items. So first, yes, we'll start with the JEO inspection agreement. The proposed agreement was discussed at the September board meeting, which included a recommendation for a 2-year extension. This is being brought back to you with a 1-year extension that extends through October of 2025. JEO has been performing the work well, and there has been extensive discussions this past month. The 1-year extension will allow management to further evaluate the utilization of consulting inspection services, including a personnel committee meeting scheduled for later this month. We request your approval to accommodate this schedule, and that's all I have to cover on this one.
Did they object to a 1-year versus 2-year, or were they okay with that?
They were okay with that, yeah. All right, next behind tab 10 is the main extensions letter. This month includes 2 water main extensions. The impact of these water main extensions includes fire protection and water service to 98 residential, 1 multifamily, 6 commercial, and 9 outlots. Each of the projects includes Pioneer main fees on top of the project costs shown in the letter. This includes additional contribution from the developer for an additional $64,000 that contributes towards transmission mains that help feed these developments. Both projects on the letter have requested M.U.D gas service, and those gas main extensions will be brought to this board for future approval. And that is all I plan to speak to on the letter. Glad to answer any questions there. All right, behind tab 10 is the enlargement or extension of the gas service area to the Pheasant Point landfill. Waste Management is building a renewable gas facility at Pheasant Point landfill that is located west of Bennington, shown on the map here in the top left corner. The district is in negotiations with Waste Management to purchase renewable natural gas, also called RNG, for use in the district's gas system. A main extension is needed from the Waste Management site to a location near 192nd and 4th Street where there's a larger capacity main needed for the expected flows. The exact route of the gas main is yet to be determined. That's under evaluation, so that's not shown on the map seen here. All project costs to build the RNG facility and treat the landfill gas to pipeline quality will be covered by Waste Management, including the main extension. So this project is 100% funded. Due to the gas main extension being located outside of Omaha's extraterritorial jurisdiction, often referred to as ETJ, this will then go to the Nebraska Public Service Commission for approval. This is an exciting project. It's taking landfill gas, converting it to pipeline quality where we're able to heat enough homes, the equivalent of over 13,000 homes annually. So a pretty significant project and a big investment by Waste Management in our community here. And this is similar to and on a much larger scale to what we have with the State Street landfill over at 126th and State, where it brings biogas into our system, and that was completed in 2015. And that's all I plan to cover on this one.
Can you explain to me, how do they capture and gather the methane that's coming out of the ground and centralize it to transmit it?
Yeah, it's the little bit I know and what I've seen on that is it's almost like groundwater wells. They put these gas wells around the landfill, and the landfill is capped. There's a membrane over the top, so it'll find the path of least resistance. So once they drop these wells in, they're able to extract that and then pressurize and send it into a pipeline.
Masa, how long will it take the PSC, should we approve this today, to go through the process of granting this extension?
Once we turn it over to the PSC, there's a 15-day period for them, for somebody to refute our process or moving forward with waste management. So it's a fairly short window, but it is 15 days.
Thank you.
What do we pay them for the methane?
So they'll be set up similar to the biogas from the State Street landfill, which is just indexed, similar if we were buying the gas from or purchasing it from Northern Natural Gas.
Can you give us an update on this in the November meeting, just so we don't lose track of it? It seems like 15 days, we ought to have some bit of information by November, so.
Yes,
I think
certainly.
this is a really interesting project, so thank you.
It's very exciting. There's a big investment by Waste Management across the country on this, so it's received a lot of publicity in other large cities where they're investing $1.2 billion across the U.S. So we're fortunate to have one here in our community. Definitely will provide an update next month.
Masa, did you say enough gas to heat 13,000 homes?
Over 13,000 homes. So I guess depending on the size of home and efficiency.
Yeah, right. But that's a lot of homes.
It's very significant, yes.
Thanks, Masa.
All right, thank you.
Vice President of Human Resources, Bonnie Savine, will now review employee wage and/or salary increases and ratifications. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning. I will begin with a few updates prior to getting to the letter behind tab 12. I'll start with recapping employee counts for the end of September. On September 30th of 23, we had 887 regular full-time employees and 5 regular part-time employees. That gave us a total of 892. To end this September, we had 904 regular full-time and 5 regular part-time for a total of 909 regular employees. In addition, we had 15 temporary employees, which was comprised of 14 interns and 1 temporary part-time employee. A review of jobs actively in various stages of job placement. We have 3 requisitions that are currently being reviewed for approval. We have 3 jobs that are currently posted. 2 are external only, and you'll see those up on the screen. 1 is internal and external. So a total of 3 on the screen for you today. 10 jobs are in the application review or interview stages. The last thing I wanted to comment on is that the district's annual benefits fair will be held this month, Wednesday, October 30th, from 7:30 a.m. until 4 p.m. That is at the Firefighters Union Hall on 60th and Grover. It gives us an opportunity to have a central location close to the operations center and interstate where many of our employees can attend. Our group insurance administrators for benefits to employees and retirees, as well as board members, will be present. We will also have biometric screenings. That is a finger stick that allows anybody who participates in that to, within 5 minutes, have cholesterol, triglycerides, blood sugar, and that is free of charge. It takes a matter of minutes. We also have our 3D mammograms. Vaccine clinics will occur, and shingles and COVID, pneumonia and flu. For the shingles and the pneumonia, we do ask for a reservation for that. Red Wing will be there this year. We're counting on them. We've had a little bit of less success with the other safety shoe vendors in the past, but this is an opportunity for employees who are eligible for shoe reimbursement for safety shoes to purchase those and utilize their reimbursement on site. And the Casa Pizza, everybody loves La Casa. They'll be there from 11 to 2. But the other thing that I wanted to mention, the reason I wanted to call that out is we'll have some other folks there. We'll have the union there. We'll have Mr. Kane from Voya there. But we also will have our employee giving drive booth. Our ERGs will be there. But with regard to the district's community giving drive, an employee committee was formed, as we do every year, to help coordinate the annual community giving drive. It will kick off there at the benefits fair. The fundraising campaign will benefit the district's home fund, United Way of the Midlands, and other local nonprofit agencies. And there will be prizes for different categories of donations, including gift cards, cash, and vacation days, which employees always love. So be on the lookout for more information via email and my M.U.D Connect. Okay, now to the letter behind tab 12, unless there were any questions. Behind tab 12 is the wage and/or salary increases and ratifications letter. Human Resources is recommending the Board of Directors approve wage or salary increases for 11 employees this month. One is an OAC wage increase due to promotion. We also have 9 OAC employees that will receive wage increases due to a promotion via job progression within their trainee role. We also have 1 SPA increase due to promotion. And then at the very end of the letter, we have 2 SPA new hire ratifications. Are there any questions I can answer? Okay, thank you.
Bonnie, come back. I should say,
Yes.
the health fair every year gets better and better.
Thank you.
And I really appreciate that. I go over to it. It's so much fun, and it looks to me like everybody has a good time and gets plenty of opportunity for a vaccine of some sort.
Sure.
So thanks for putting all that together.
You are very welcome. Thank you for your support.
Thanks, Bonnie. Senior Vice President and Chief Financial Officer Mark Myers will now present the RSM contract extension. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning, Mark Myers, Senior Vice President, Chief Financial Officer. I'll be discussing the memo behind tab 13 in which management is requesting a 3-year extension of the audit engagement with RSM. This would include audits of the district's financial statements for the calendar years 2024, 2025, and 2026. RSM has provided excellent service and high-quality audits for several years, going back to 2014. They are the 6th largest public accounting firm in the world, allowing them to offer us a depth of resources to support the district. Their staff that's been assigned to our account has always been very strong, including the audit partner, Kevin Smith. They provide excellent technical support on complex accounting issues including the implementation of new accounting standards that are issued by the Governmental Accounting Standards Board. And while we're very pleased with the service provided by RSM, there are also a couple of other reasons why we're requesting this extension of the agreement. First, the district is in the process of upgrading its SAP systems to the latest platform, which is called S/4HANA. This upgrade includes enhancements to the financial systems that we use to close our books and produce the monthly financial statements. And these enhancements are currently scheduled to go live early in 2025. At the same time, we're closing the books for the year and providing supporting documentation to the auditors. And we just believe it would be beneficial to remain with RSM during this critical time frame, since they are familiar with our systems and procedures, and avoid reducing risk and avoid additional time required to introduce a new auditor during this time frame. The other factor we're considering is the new federal grants that we've recently been awarded. We've received 2 PHMSA grants for gas infrastructure replacement and a DWSRF loan for lead water service replacement. The agencies who issue these grants require additional audit procedures to test compliance with the requirements around those grants, and those are referred to as single audit requirements in the audit industry. And due to RSM's familiarity with our accounting controls and procedures, we believe it would be most efficient and effective for them to continue to audit during this time frame as we're ramping up those grant programs. And then finally, RSM has provided a very reasonable pricing for the next 3 years. The quote for 2024 is $84,000, which represents an increase of $6,300. In 2025, it would be $88,000, and in 2026, $92,000. There are additional fees associated with a single audit for the federal grant programs. Those are listed in the attachment to the memo in the binder, and those may vary depending on the size and number of federal grants that are required to be audited each year. This recommendation has been discussed with the members of the audit committee and was presented at an audit committee meeting on September 16th. Are there any questions? Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. Are there any members of the public in attendance today who would like to address the board for any reason?
Chair Bagley, could I go back and just render a few comments for the board to consider on a few items?
Please.
Just in the interest also of since we do have some additional time here, one item under tab 9, going back to Mr. Nia's letter under the JEO Consulting Services Agreement, I wanted to let the board know that myself and Mr. Minor and Mr. Doyle had a conversation both with Chairperson Bagley and Director Friend, who is unavailable to be here today. My understanding, because Director Friend was the one that initially raised the concern about utilizing a multi-year agreement with JEO for these services, I would say my understanding is Director Friend was supportive of a 12-month extension. As Mr. Nia indicated, we plan on engaging the Personnel Committee, of which both Chairperson Bagley and Director Friend with Director Sidzik are members. At that meeting, we intend to discuss additional options, which include potential utilization of internal staff to do this going forward long term. So I wanted to let you all know of that context behind the 12-month recommendation. And then skipping down to tab 11, to Director Howard's comment about an update at the November meeting. We certainly will provide that, but just to let you all know, the intention now would be to file the application for enlargement before the Public Service Commission soon, but it may not be filed. We may not be at the end of the 15-day period by the time the November meeting comes, so the update might be not be as juicy as we hope it would be. We might not have any real substance to tell you, but we certainly will provide any information we can at that time. So thank you for allowing me to make those comments.
You're most welcome, Mr. Mendenhall. Anybody from the public? Going once, going twice, seeing nobody? Are there any board members who have any further comments about anything discussed today? The only thing I would like to add, and I'll make this announcement at the conclusion of the regular board meeting, we will be moving the November meeting from Wednesday, November 6th to Monday, November 4th. It'll be at the same time, 8:15. And the reason I'm announcing that, I've talked to the members of the board, and I'm pretty sure that the M.U.D. board is the only governing body in the country that would meet the day after Election Day. So it's going to be quite an evening on Tuesday, November 5th, and probably days after that. So I just wanted to make sure that we moved the meeting to avoid any late nights on Tuesday night, November 5th, and we can come in fresh on Monday, November 4th. So I'll make that announcement again at the conclusion of the regular board meeting. Nobody else has any other announcements? The committee meetings have now concluded, and we will reconvene. It's actually about 8:41. We'll reconvene at 9 o'clock, so we've got a little longer break in between. I would like to call the meeting to order. My name is Jim Begley. I'm the chairperson of the Metropolitan Utilities District Board of Directors. I'd like to welcome you all to the regular monthly board meeting this morning on October 2nd, 2024. This meeting is being live streamed from the boardroom at the M.U.D headquarters building located at 7350 World Communications Drive, and a recording of this meeting will be uploaded to the M.U.D website after the meeting's conclusion. Roll call, please, Sarah.
Kavanaugh.
Is here.
Begley.
Here.
Cook. Here. Friend. Sidzik.
Here.
McGowan.
Here.
Howard.
Here.
I'd like to advise all those in attendance that a copy of the Open Meetings Act is available on the wall in the back of the boardroom. For those who wish to participate, we'll recite the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Is there a motion for approval of the minutes for the committee meetings and a regular board meeting for September 4th?
Second. I should get it out.
We have a motion and a second. Discussion. Roll call.
Kavanaugh.
Yes.
Begley.
Yes.
Cook.
Yes.
Sidzik.
Yes.
McGowan.
Yes.
Howard.
Yes.
For tabs 5, 6, 7, and 9, with Director Friend out, we'll start with Director Kavanaugh.
Thank you. Under tab 5, capital expenditures, each one of these was discussed in committee, and I move for approval.
Second.
Discussion. Roll call.
Kavanaugh.
Yes.
Begley.
Yes.
Cook.
Yes.
Sidzik.
Yes.
McGowan.
Yes.
Howard.
Yes.
Acceptance of contract and payment of final estimates. These were discussed in committee, and I move for approval.
Second.
Discussion. Roll call.
Kavanaugh.
Yes.
Begley.
Yes.
Cook.
Yes.
Sidzik.
Yes.
McGowan.
Yes.
Howard.
Yes.
Item 7, bids on materials and contracts during September. These were all discussed in committee. The low bid was accepted in each one of them except for the forklift, which did not meet specifications. So I move for approval.
Second.
Discussion. Roll call.
Kavanaugh.
Yes.
Begley.
Yes.
Cook.
Yes.
Sidzik.
Yes.
McGowan.
Yes.
Howard.
Yes.
Item 8, notices of purchases placed on file. Item 9 is the renewal of consultant agreement construction phase inspection services for contracted water main projects. Management is recommending the district enter into a new one-year professional services agreement for water main construction inspection services with JEO Consulting Group, and I move for approval.
Second.
Discussion. Roll call.
Kavanaugh.
Yes.
Begley.
Yes.
Cook.
Yes.
Sidzik.
Yes.
McGowan.
Yes.
Howard.
Yes. Agenda item number 10. You know, I've been doing so well. I move to approve the main extensions as presented in the committee meetings by Vice President of Engineering, Masania, and as outlined in the letter to the committee dated September 24th, 2024. This can be found behind tab 10.
Second.
Thank you. Discussion? Roll call.
Kavanaugh.
Yes.
Begley.
Yes.
Cook.
Yes.
Sidzik.
Yes.
McGowan.
Yes.
Howard.
Yes. Agenda item number 11, Pleasant Point Landfill. I move to approve the enlargement or extension of gas services area to Pleasant Point landfill as presented in the committee meetings by Vice President of Engineering Masania and as outlined in his letter to the committee dated September 18th, 2024. This can be found behind tab 11.
Second.
Thank you.
Discussion. Roll call.
Kavanaugh,
Yes.
Begley,
Yes.
Cook,
Yes.
Sidzik,
Yes.
McGowan,
Yes.
Howard.
Yes.
Thank you to Director Kavanaugh and Director Howard for pinch hitting for Director Friend. Item number 12, I move that we approve of the wage and/or salary increases, excuse me, discussed in committee this morning and outlined in Bonnie Savine's memo dated September 26, 2024.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Kavanaugh,
Yes.
Begley,
Yes.
Cook,
Yes.
Sidzik,
Yes.
McGowan,
Yes.
Howard.
Yes.
Item number 13, RSM contract extension. I move to approve the RSM contract extension as discussed in committee and outlined in the memo from Mark Myers dated 9/25.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Kavanaugh,
Yes.
Begley,
Yes.
Cook,
Yes.
Sidzik,
Yes.
McGowan,
Yes.
Howard.
Yes.
Other matters for business for discussion? Do any board members have anything to discuss this morning? Anything further? I'll again announce that the November meeting has been changed to Monday, November 4th. Committee meetings will begin at 8:15. Anything else? Any members of the public here wish to address the board for any reason?
Bonnie, how'd the cornhole tournament turn out?
The tournament went fantastic. We ended up with remarkable weather, both here at the headquarters and operations center. We ended up with 8 groups that won a trophy, a little cornhole board, and a gift card. And I think folks took a lot of pride in participation. Folks were cheering them on, and we had over 100 teams, 100 employees, over 100 employees. So, yes.
Pretty amazing, thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. No, but we got 3rd place. We did beat Massa and Kendall, Patty and I.
So the prize was half a game? You gave 1 board?
No, 2.
Oh, okay, all right,
A little trophy.
okay.
I was joking with Bonnie between the meetings about the cornhole tournament, and since it's a work function and during work hours, probably the only thing that people were missing was an adult beverage that we usually have before a football game or something, but it sounds like there was still fun with everybody who participated, so thanks for putting that together. That's awesome. Yeah, water, yes, H2O. Anybody else have anything to offer? Seeing none, is there a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I still move.
Second.
Discussion. Roll call.
Kavanaugh,
Yes.
Begley,
Yes.
Cook,
Yes.
Sidzik,
Yes.
McGowan,
Yes.
Howard.
Yes.
Meeting adjourned at 9:08.
Wow, that is a